the only station that shines the light on the paranormal, Paramania Radio.
Do you like old-time radio? Then join Paramania Radio each week as we present episodes of old broadcast radio programs from the past filled with mystery, suspense, drama, and the supernatural. Join us every Saturday at 11 p.m. Eastern for Old Time Radio.
If it's paranormal or something spooky that you want, then this is a show where you will hear all about it. Join Scott Morrow, host of The Fearless Ghost Hunter, every Sunday evening at 10 p.m. Eastern on the Paramania Radio Network.
Take 3 London lads. Season it with a pinch of humor. Stir in a cupful of debate and discussion. Then sprinkle it with a little controversy. And then add one guest.
Hello.
And there's your recipe for UKPN Radio. Join Gary, Darren, and Stuart every Sunday night from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern, only on the Paramania Radio Network.
The following show is for mature audiences only. The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual hosts, their guests, and the spirits do not necessarily reflect those of Paramania, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Distorted Frequency is not responsible for the content and messages shared live from Spirit.
Last time on Distorted Frequency.
Can you say cuss words? Please. Hello?
I heard hello down low.
That's better.
I never say that crazy. Shit what? Do you have a message?
Are you all making the box make that noise, or is it interference?
Do you have a message?
To leave this here.
Where are you? What about the baby? Is Sheila going to be dying soon?
James, help me.
That was your name very clearly. Do you have a message for Dave?
Someone. Okay.
How could the spirits at Madison be helped? Hear that? The whisper. Do you have a message for me? Tell me if Amanda is missing Keith. Is the baby okay? You're not allowed to remain here. You must go back in. Go back to where you came from, okay?
It's now time for Distorted Frequency.
Good morning.
Listen. Television.
Is there anger spirit here?
Join your hosts Jenny Stewart and Dave Erickson to learn all about the Ghost Box.
Hello, good evening. It is February 29th, 2012. It's a leap year, so hopefully the Ghost Box will have a lot of good special messages for us tonight. I'm your host, Jenny Stewart. Hanging out with me, as always, is Dr. Dave.
Hello. And does this mean we get to leap for joy?
Okay, what's that? Why are you doing the whole hello talking?
I don't know. I just felt like saying hello.
Yeah, last night we were having a Skype conversation with Uber Mike, and yeah, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear this Jennifer, and I'm like, oh, so that gives me toes. Oh God, I hate that.
Yeah, and then I heard, hey.
Yeah, and I don't mind them talking to me. It's just, do they have to do in that like really creepy whispery voice that I don't like?
Yes, they do. Actually, it is actually written in the spiritual law.
Well, then I need to get voted as president and have that changed.
I agree. Because
I don't like it. And we're going to talk about a couple things. This is the show. If you've the first time listening, Distorted Frequency is a show all about the Ghost Box and things that we've gotten with it, and we talk about other things too. But I get asked a lot of times when new people come to listen. The intro that you just heard was those are clips in the beginning of it that are from the week prior, or in this case, a couple of weeks ago. Those are the results, the things that we got from the box during the session. And then, excuse me, after that, it is the next thing you hear are actual clips that we have gotten over the years. Yes, I'm called a red bitch in that, and I think I've been called that a couple more times since then, haven't I?
I think I called you that yesterday. Oh, no, I didn't.
Wow. You got jokes tonight, don't you?
I'm just full of them. Just wait.
Yeah. So I was alerted today by one of our PRS members in the Kentucky chapter that The Haunted was airing Ghostbox Prophecies at 4 o'clock.
This is the 12 millionth airing of this episode?
I know. They actually took a break for a little while, but then they put it on Netflix and I think Amazon on demand or whatever. So that's a touchy subject for me. Don't even get me started. So I decided I was going to watch it again because I hadn't watched it in a while on actual television. And I could probably quote it word for word. And let me tell you that part of that's because, we've done a lot of presentations with it. So we've played it at events and stuff. But, I'm just going to kind of briefly, for people that actually don't know the history behind that episode. Scott, who actually was killed in the home invasion, let me back up. All of the Ghost Box sessions were done on October 31st of 2008. The dog died 15 days later. She had she went into lung failure and her heart stopped. December the 5th, the furnace almost caught on fire. Well, it did catch on fire, almost caught the house on fire. And, we got all three of those warnings on October 31st of 2008. And we asked when the box said that there would be a break-in. I said, how many would be involved? Who would, so Scott's name. It said it very clearly, Scott. I said, how many would be involved? It said 4 males and a female at first, and then it said 3 males and a female. But the thing is there's actually one other suspect. There's been 3 that have been charged. It said 3 black males and a female. There's been 3 males who are African American that have been since charged and convicted, and a female. And they're still investigating one other person. So it told us that Scott would be involved, but Scott did not live there after we were there. He had lived there before, and she threw him out because she got him actually selling drugs out of her house. So the thing of it is that they didn't show is there was another guy that was a part of this whole story that they did not have on the show. And when we did the house blessing in January, he was the only one. We blessed everything in the house. We had an ordained minister with us that was blessing, the animals, the baby, all the living, everything. And he wouldn't come out of his room. He was the only living thing in that house that was not blessed that night. And I got a phone call 3 days later that he had been stat-flated to Virginia because his heart, he was going into heart failure in his lungs. One of his lungs had collapsed. And so we started really looking into things, and he was going to Henrington by himself at night and meditating. So we think that he was ultimately the one that was bringing everything in. But the warnings came from her father, is what we believe. The way they did that, did you notice? I watched it today, and I couldn't understand why when people would comment on YouTube, I would get these ones where they would, say, why did you think it was this? And I'd be like, did you not watch the episode? I watched it today, and I was like, I can see where they thought we thought that it was negative energy from Henrington. But it wasn't. Something negative is not going to give you warnings about something that's pending to happen that they're trying to protect you. So that's going to be my new line all the time.
Well, I agree with what you said there, but I do have to state one correction. She watches it every time it airs.
I don't. I do not.
Okay, that's true. I think you missed a couple because you were asleep because it was 3 a.m. I'm just messing with you.
So anyway, with that, that was the case. That was probably one of the most compelling cases that I've ever been involved with to date. They were actual warnings. I mean, there's so much that we've discovered. Since then, there's a lot that they cut out. So I don't know why they cut out the clip of us hearing that it was Scott that was going to be involved in the break-in. And we actually thought that he was going to actually set up a break-in for her house, that he was going to set up, having 3 or 4 of his friends breaking in. But no, he was murdered in a home invasion. And the gunshots, we heard a gunshot right before that. Remember that? Right before the box told us about that, they made a gunshot sound.
Yeah, I remember that. And
it was
everyone going, "Oh, that sounded like a shotgun."
Yeah, and we eventually are going to sit down and actually put together some kind of video or something that we can actually, put out that people can see more of it, because there's a whole lot more to that case than I mean, it was really freaky and creepy, but there was a lot more to it than what they showed. Another question I always get is the only time that you saw Henrington in that episode is when it said actual team footage. All the other times, like the creepy hallways they would show, that was Springfield State Hospital, which we were fortunate enough to actually investigate, and we were the only team ever allowed in there to investigate. So that was really cool, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. We were
do I need to come out there and wake you up?
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Wake me up. I am going to go get more caffeine in a second out of the fridge, but I do. It was kind of cool to investigate. We had made arrangements for our team to investigate further, but they never finalized things on their end. There was a bunch of legal loopholes.
Well, I think that was partly our fault because we were supposed to set up dates and times and get security and all that. We never followed through. So That's because I think part of it was the Hell House. So
so good we're not there anymore. I'm just so glad.
I am too. I am too. And then also, I wanted to talk about. There was a article I found today for Anderson Cooper's show, and let me tell you,
I'm sorry, I got to start laughing.
I can't even stomach it all. And if you have not seen it, it's on my Facebook page, and it's a link about this supposed minister that his daughter and two other females that are teenagers, two 17-year-olds and a 20-year-old.
It's Reverend Bill.
Yeah, are now doing exorcisms, and they're pitching it for a TV show, which I tell you right now will never happen. So if you feel that you have a possession, you're possessed, you're supposed to go to his website, pay $10, and take the demon test, the demonic possession test.
So you told me you were thinking about taking it. Did you pass?
I did. Well, let me tell you that. I'm not going to give it all away because I'm going to write this big whole thing up, okay? I really want to write this whole thing up. But you guys here listening to the show are special, and you're going to get to hear some of it right now. So I go over there, and I'm thinking, I've done this for a very, very long time. I've done this for, 20-some years. I've had one confirmed, one that I know for a fact was demonic cases. And this dude has gone around saying he's done 15,000 or plus exorcisms. Yeah. Okay. So I go do this test. I pay $10. I hate to line in the dude's pockets, but hey, I took one for the team. Okay. Just so I could prove the point. I did copy it all. So everybody will get to see what the test was. Now, when I did the test, what I did, because it asks these different questions, and there's a never, in my past, and sometimes, and then all the time. I think there's like 4 options to answer it. Well, I just went straight down and put I think currently is what I put on all of it. I did, I read them, but I wanted to do it just that. I wanted to do currently because I figured if I marked them all currently, then I was going to get, 100, percent that I was possessed, and see what they offered me. Okay. So at the end of the test, when you submit it, it tells you what your likelihood of having a demonic possession is. And I'm highly likely to have one. Cool. And then you go through, and it takes each question. Now, if I wouldn't have done, right now, currently, on all of them, then, past or never, then they may not have, put that in the mix. Who knows? But each question they would put out, and underneath of it, it would say, these are what we suggest that you may be interested in, doing to help alleviate, your chances of having that demonic possession. And of course, they were all things that he benefited financially from. How surprising is that?
It's not surprising at all. I mean, I watched that thing, those videos that they had up on CNN.com, and I got to tell you, it just cracked me up. A couple things cracked me up about it. First of all, Anderson Cooper, I have a lot more respect for after today.
I laughed so hard.
Oh, Anderson Cooper pretty much called him out and said, you know what, something's not right here. These girls, did you mention the teenage girls, I think? The teenage girls, the 3 teenage girls who are performing exorcisms seemed awfully rehearsed. Yeah. And he asked specifically, "Are you doing this because you're trying to get a reality TV show?" And it just cracked me up. Well, Reverend Bill made it a point, and by the way, if you've ever heard Dune talk about Reverend Bill, you understand completely. He's a whack job. Anyways, Reverend Bill actually points out that Anderson Cooper failed the test, and he is highly likely to be demonically possessed too. Because it's why.
There's no failure. You don't fail. You score a rating, and based on that score, tells whether or not you're, very likely.
Hold on. But he's very likely to have a demonic possession, and ironically, it was because he mentioned this because why? Because Anderson Cooper was pointing out the fact that he's a fraud, on air, and you know what? I bet you anyone who took that test would score to where they would come out being highly likely to be demonically possessed. Anyone, because it is a fraud. It's a con. It's, hey, give me $10 for this.
Now this is I have it in front of me, and I scored 28. Maybe I didn't answer straight down. I don't know. I copied it. I was just trying to get it over with.
She cheated on the test. C.
And it says take advantage of your opportunity for spiritual evaluation with Bob Larson. I ain't even given him, any kind of credence, but of course they congratulated me for taking this life-changing test because it's going to change my life because now I know whether I have a possession or not. And there's a DVD. That's the first thing that they pop up there. Do you have a demon? 7-hour DVD teaching series with 21 demon test questions explain the reason behind those important questions that determine the extent of an individual's demonic obsession, oppression, or depression, or possession. Then, of course, they list books. Okay, now I'm going to read to you the questions, okay, just so you guys know what the questions say. The first one, it says, do you sometimes exhibit uncontrollable outbursts of anger or violence? And this is the explanation underneath of it. They explain explosive or seemingly uncontrollable outbursts of anger are usually a result of an unresolved inner issue. The anger boils over from some past hurt or abuse for which there has been no closure. It's helpful to chart the periodicity and the outburst to establish triggering patterns of what current circumstances tap into the past issues.
Sounds like a psychology test to me.
And then, of course, there's 2 more DVDs offered under that question.
Sweet.
Yeah, those are the strongholds of Satan and how Christians are affected by curses. Yes, because he even removes curses. And I'm not going to read everything that they put on them, but I'll tell you a couple more of the questions. Have you experimented with 2 or more forms of occult? Okay, seriously, if you've been doing like some really bad cults, the cult, their chances are you may be, getting a little negative going on there, just saying. Very dumb question. Have you been sexually violated, raped, incest, or molested? Okay, really? You want me to answer that? Because he's saying those are the most common and severe forms of vulnerability to demons is sexual abuse. I just don't know that I believe that.
I think that's more than a demon. Maybe it's just me.
Sure.
The person that perpetrated that crime is the person who's most likely susceptible to a demonic if it is happening, but not the person who who's the victim there.
This next one really alarms me and pisses me off at the same time.
Okay.
I don't know which one is, stronger at this point. Hey, maybe I should ask him if that's my demonic possession happening. Do you manifest behavior inconsistent with your usual personality? Explanation. Behavior which is inconsistent with one's normal actions is sometimes a clue that demonic oppression is present. Really? Seriously. Okay, okay. My stomach's getting hurt. It's hurt from reading all this. Yeah. So I just I think it's a joke. I think that it's not really a joke because it is very dangerous. They're trying to put a TV show on showing these 3 teenage girls who have been coached, who I pray to God are not really doing any kind of exorcisms on anybody that really truly needs one because, first of all, it's a very rare occurrence for that to even happen. If it does make it to TV, it won't stay on very long, I don't think. I would hope not. And it's a very scary thing. It's because to me, if you have teenagers getting on and acting like they're doing exorcisms, how many more people are going to want to climb that trendy train and do it themselves?
It's just what bothers me about this more than anything is how nonchalantly they go about going, yeah, I did an exorcism. It was nothing, I put on my underwear today. I poured a drink in a glass. That's how blasé-vu they treated it. It was just kind of like, what the hell? I mean, anyone that we've talked to who has actually been either involved near or around or participated in an exorcism knows that it's not something that you take lightly, and it is not an easy thing to go through, whether you're the person being exorcised or the person participating with it.
And there's not many people that have actually ever participated in one because they don't happen that often. I mean, they really don't. I mean, and that's like, now I will say this. I really truly believe that there are a lot more very negative, dark, things occurring now. Hang on, I'm multitasking. I'm trying to put the link. Oh, what happened?
What do you mean what happened?
Hang on. I started something. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Sorry. I put the link. Hell, I could have played that. I put the link in the chat room. Sarah was asking what it was about. But there's a lot more negativity going on in the world right now, and that's because of some of the society issues and economic issues and things like that. It creates the negative energy that calls in the negative energy. And I'm not saying that we don't have negative cases. We don't have things that we've dealt with that are negative. But full-blown demonic, let me tell you, it doesn't happen that often. It really doesn't. And when it does happen, it's very rare. And when people go in that do that work, they've been very thoroughly trained to do that work, go in to work that, work an exorcism or the removal of a demonic presence, it is very dangerous. I did a case early on in my, as an investigator. I mean, it was like 3 years in, and I mean, it was so scary for me because you have to psych yourself up going in. I can't get scared. I've got to try to think of wonderful thoughts when I'm walking into a house that feels like the air itself is going to crush you. Because that fear that you evoke, just feeling, you'll be its next victim. And it truly was a demonic case. I tell people, when you are sitting at a kitchen table with everybody in this old country farmhouse and the cabinet doors start rattling and then they fly open and stuff starts flying out of them, you kind of look around and going, is this real? Am I, in some horror movie? And then you have your mentor looking at you going, just keep on talking and act like it ain't even happening. And you're like, how the hell do you do that?
We just got our first EVP for the night.
I heard it.
Okay. Maybe it wasn't EVP then, it was Audible.
No, I heard it come through. I heard it come through the headphones. It's one of those things where, and then when we finally did, this was back at a time when you go to a church and go, hey, I need some help, preacher sir, and some, now. And I'll never forget, he handed us a bottle of holy water and told us there was plenty of that where it came from, and sent us on our way. My mentor literally had to fly in a priest that handled exorcisms and things like that from New York, and we were told to leave, never talk about it again. We had to turn over all of our stuff, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And it's one of those things where it really eats me up. It's like, oh God, everybody get prepared. That's an investigator in this field, because you don't have caseload when they get done with it. So okay, yeah. I'm gonna get off my soapbox about that. I'm going to tell. We were asked the other day to do a very important ghost box session. I'm not going to name a name for who, but it kind of blew me away when I was requested to do the ghost box session. You're
not going to say who it was.
I guess I probably could. He probably wouldn't say anything. John Zaffis himself requested that I do a ghost box session. And I was kind of floored. I got on the phone with Lisa, and I'm like, "Who's got John? What's going on? Is this, candid camera? Is there something going to happen when I turn it on?"
Really wishing I had that queued up with Jenny Stewart, your damn ghost box.
I know.
I gotta make that clip.
And it was funny. And so of course I get on the phone, and he's like, "Now I said, do you want me to ask any specific? No, just I don't think you're gonna have to ask anything. Just turn that thing on, Jenny, and let it roll." And I'm like, okay. Because I've now discovered that I am not only a watcher for Lisa, but I am for him as well. And it freaks him out as much as it does me when I get things for him. Because John does. He gets freaky. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe it did happen. So, but yeah, John asked for a ghost box session Saturday morning, and I'm on it going, okay. So it was very interesting to actually do a ghost box session for him and see what we could get for him. So yeah, so we did that over the weekend. Unfortunately, the power lines didn't cooperate with the 469, so we're going to do it out front tonight.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, even that doesn't work too well.
It works better than the back.
It does work better than the back, but not by much. It's pretty crappy around here because we before we moved here, we didn't realize power lines were that close. Otherwise, I would have been like, hell no. So
yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on. Other than that, being a grandmother has been keeping me very, very busy.
Oh, go on. You know you want to say what you all call me.
Grumps.
Yeah, I'm Grumps. Not Granddad, not Grandpa. I'm Grumps.
Grumps. And I just want to say, maybe my daughter's looking at this. You never know, because she did call into Keith's show on the show that rested on batteries during Friday night. She talked to Keith Age. But, I just love it. I've raised 3 kids. I get calls all the time. Oh, my God, Mom, I don't know what to do. And when I say, well, you need to do this because I think it's the right thing, like buying the formula that I did for her when they were out here visiting, and bingo, the doctor ended up putting her on that, which it's not working. So I kept saying, I think she needs this when I did all this research. But yeah, I just wanted to say, I want to look and go, I was a mommy before you were. So that means that I have, a little bit more knowledge.
Just a little bit more insight. Been through 3 kids.
But I don't do that. I never do that. So I'm nice about it. So I wonder if everybody in the chat room is ready for ghost box clips.
Yeah, but let's take a break first.
Yeah, we're going to actually do that, and I'm going to license Sage so that they don't start messing with me before we do the live session.
That's a good thing, because you have a friendly thing that I've seen now 3 times since we started the show in the living room.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay,
so friendly thing, it's like, Black Shadow time.
Yes, I know. I hate them. So anyway, we're going to actually take a short break. When we come back, we are going to review some ghost box clips, and we might even end up having a You Decide round tonight. You never know what's going to pop up here on Distorted Frequency.
Of course we do. Of course we will.
Of course. So you guys stick around. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. You're listening to Distorted Frequency here on the Paramania Radio Network.
Rock and roll, rock on. Ooh.
Do you want to hear what real paranormal investigators are up to? Well, get down in the trenches with Chris Deadman as I interview real paranormal investigators on Dead Time. Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern, only on the Paramania Radio Network.
He wasn't giving me the information I needed, evasive, and finally I felt that he was playing games.
Dead Time, Dead Time, Dead Time, Dead Time.
Setting aside any anecdotal
Ideal Event Management is your top-rated paranormal events organizer. They represent some of the biggest names in the paranormal community. Whether you need help putting together your event, looking for a celebrity, or just want to pump up the excitement, Ideal Event Management can help you. Contact Mark at 413-478-3642 or check out their website at idealeventmanagement.com. You'll be glad you did.
If you missed part of this or other episodes of Distorted Frequency, you can download any episode from the on-demand section of Paramania Radio just minutes after each show airs. We'd like to remind you that Distorted Frequency is for mature audiences only.
Welcome back to Distorted Frequency, the show all about the Ghost Box and frauds. There you go.
Oh, God. Ghost Box and frauds.
Well,
Welcome
that's what
back.
it seems like tonight, but welcome back. And I'm Dave Erickson, one of your hosts, and my better half, far better than I am, Jenny Stewart.
Okay. Okay. I think the sage is getting to me. I'm like, oh. Yeah, we've been burning some sage the last couple of days, so hopefully...
She didn't give me any.
You can come here and get a bundle of it. I'm sorry it's on the plate. If you need some.
I'm the great experiment.
Oh, no, I'd rather you not get them either, because I always fear, like, when you go to work and come back, I'm like, oh, God, please don't bring an attachment home. I don't need any more to deal with. That's a whole nother story.
Well, last night she started saging, and I'm sitting, a couple feet away from her.
And you can tell that you're eating on air, so just to...
Sorry, guys. I had to eat something.
Well, you can do it between talking.
Oh, yeah. I'm not eating right now. Last time, or last night, she was out playing with the sage there, and a couple feet away from her, and she was all feeling fine. All of a sudden, I started feeling like something was trying to attach to me.
Well, I had something standing behind me. It was very clearly standing behind me because my whole backside of me got cold, and then I had that very whispery voice that I don't like telling me, saying my name. So I was like, oh yeah, it's time to sage it up. So yeah, I had the whole house smell like sage, and yeah, I like sage. It works.
I like the smell of it too. That and a good wood fire.
Okay, we have a fireplace too. We have two. We can do that. So anyway, we were not on air last week. We didn't do Distorted Frequency because I was in Maryland.
We haven't done Distorted Frequency since February 1st, guys.
Oh, okay.
We've been
really busy.
A lot of problems, a lot of chaotic issues.
Yeah. Anyway, lost my train of thought there.
Sorry.
That's okay. I was just going to say, I want to thank everybody that voted on the Cutest Kids contest. I do believe Annalise is going to be announced the official winner here in a little bit, so I was pretty proud of that. But what we're going to do is, before we actually do a live Ghost Box session, we always like to play some of the clips from the previous live Ghost Box session, so that you guys get a chance to, kind of hear and interpret for yourselves what we feel we possibly got. And then we'll do a live Ghost Box session in the second hour. And as always, what we do is we let you, the listener, actually get the opportunity to see if the box can answer a question for you. And what we ask you to do is find Dr. Dave in the chat room and click on his name and send him a question. We ask that you don't send a question that's just a simple yes or no answer. We want a question that, they actually, have to say something. And please don't make it too complicated for their response or for the question, because I generally have to repeat the question that after Dave says it. So anyway, with that said, you gonna do some ghost box clips?
Sure. Okay. Well, we did 2 sessions last week. One that lasted about a whole 2 minutes in the back on the back deck, and then we did.
Oh, and then we had Dave. Yeah,
I said last show, and then we did another session that was a lot longer up front. So we got out of that 2 minute session, though we did get a few things, even though the static was incredibly high that day.
You're breaking up.
I'm breaking up.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're fine. So I have a few clips to play from the first session here. So I'm going to play this. We'll see if.
And what we do is we'll play those. If you've never been to the show before, is we actually play them. We'll loop it a couple of times so that you hear it a couple of times, and then we ask you in the chat room to type what you think you hear. So go ahead.
Okay, here comes our first clip.
Can you say cuss words? Please. Can you say cuss words? Please.
Okay, did you hear that?
Yeah, I think I did. You want to do it again?
Okay, I'll play it 2 times.
Can you say cuss words? Please. Can you say cuss words? Please.
Okay, what do you think it says?
Well, I'm not quite sure. Because I don't think it's what I don't hear what I think you think you're hearing. I actually, and I'm trying to wait until it gets looped around so I don't give it away, but I think I hear don't get involved.
Well, okay, I have to ask you first of all, why did you preface it with I don't think you hear what you think you're hearing?
I don't think I hear what you think you are hearing.
No, that's what I heard.
Well, play it again and let me hear it.
We both heard it.
Well, let me hear it again.
Okay. I'm just saying you agree with me for once.
Can you say cuss words? Please. Can you say cuss words? Please.
Yeah, I heard both things in there, actually.
What do you mean both things?
I heard 2 things. I heard a cuss word and I heard don't get involved.
Okay. Yeah. Well, then we are in complete agreement.
Yeah.
So again, she's so used to me being just wrong that she's prefaced it with, "I don't think you're hearing what I'm hearing."
Well, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah. I think it dropped a really bad F word, the F word,
Yep.
F-U, and it said don't get involved.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And let's see. I don't have the chat room up here. Let me look here and see what people are not typing in the chat room. What they think they heard. Oh, okay. I heard involved, but couldn't make out the rest. I heard you not hearing what she thought she heard you heard.
I keep saying ring the bell, ding ding. This is one that we actually, I agree that there was the F-bomb was low in there. It wasn't like one of the higher frequencies that ranges that comes through, but there was don't get involved. Yeah, in there as well.
Oh yeah, okay. And Sarah says, I don't know if I'm trying to hear something pareidolia or what, but she said she thought she heard that the FU. So that that was what was in there. So good.
That's what we marked it.
Cool. And again, I just want to point out this is a rare occasion where I heard something and Jen
I heard
agreed.
the same thing. Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, let's see if we can do 2 for 2. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to try that one because in the clip I put notes saying that it was way down low. So I know that you're not going to hear that one. So I'm going to go to the next one Here we go. This is a 2-second clip, so have your ears back on. Here we go. Okay.
Maybe I need to turn my volume up. I can barely hear that. I can't make out what it's saying.
Okay. I can turn it up a little bit. Here, try it again. Okay.
I can't make it out.
You can't make it out?
Mm-mm.
Oh, boy.
If you want to loop it one more time.
I'll do it a couple more times. Okay.
We've answered lots.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm reading the chat room.
Yeah, I heard we've answered lots.
Okay. Not what I'm hearing, but okay. Guess it's not 2 for 2.
What do you think it says?
What I am hearing is go back to work.
I don't hear that at all.
Okay. I'm going to play it one more time, and then we'll move on.
I hear where you could hear that. Because as soon as you said it and then played it, I could hear that. But I cleared that from my head and listened, and I still hear we've answered lots.
Okay. I don't hear that, but
that
we're back to normal.
Well, no. I'm not saying that that's not what you hear. Because there's been times that I go, where do you get that from? But I can actually hear how you would get that. And it could be either or.
Okay, Russ says I hear go back to work, but I'm wondering if you heard that after I said it or before I said it.
Yeah, because after you said it, I did hear it the first time it looped. But then, I listened a little bit more closely, and I heard we have answered lots. I'd be curious to know what was said to get possibly that response.
Yeah, I'd have to go back through the audio to find it, but I can't do that now, obviously, right now. But
right.
But this to me, and this just prefaced the perfect idea for experiments, where pareidolia comes into play in this, and where we could actually just suggest it says something and see how many people actually hear it when it actually doesn't say that.
Sure.
Power of suggestion, but we're not going to do that tonight, guys, because I'm not that mean.
No, let's move on. I'm ready for the next one.
You're like just trotting the hop. Okay, here we go. Here is another one. I'm hoping you agree with this one. Here we go. I'll loop it a couple times.
It's it one. It's it one. It's it one.
Now, I thought it said shit one, but I think now it says I shit one.
Let me try that again.
It's it one. It's it one.
I have to agree with you. I think you're right.
One is what. Yeah, in the recording while we're playing it, you hear me say shit one, but that's what I thought I heard while we were sitting there. But I hear now I shit one. Can you slow it down and play it again for everybody?
I absolutely can. Let me slow this down as much as I can. Here we go.
It's it one. It's it one.
Yeah, it's definitely a shit one.
Yeah.
I shit one.
I shit one.
I don't know what he was shitting, but
yeah.
Okay. By the way, this show is for mature audiences only.
Yeah, and it came through very clear during the Ghost Box clip because I heard the shit very clearly during the show.
Yep. Okay. Here is the next clip. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just to preface this, that second voice is me, but the first one's the clip. I'm going to play it a couple more times.
Okay. I'm not not making out everything, but I hear something with I want it, or something.
Not what I'm hearing.
Do it one more time.
Okay.
That's better. That's better. That's better.
I don't know. I'm hear something with I want something.
Well,
What do you think it says?
Well, I want to see what they say in the chat room first. So I'm gonna play it one more time before I say it.
That's better. That's better.
Okay.
I want it. I want it.
Oh.
That's,
Okay.
yeah,
What
can't-
I thought it said was enough time off.
Okay, let's play it again because they're asking if we can play it again.
Yeah. Should I slow it down?
Yeah, if you could, and turn it up, the audio up just a little bit if you can.
Okay. I can only turn up so much because the rest of the people are going to be blasted away. So you may need to raise your audio up on your computer to be able to hear it.
I
better.
did. It's all the way up.
Okay.
That's better. That's better. That's better.
I hear it because I want it. That's my worth, or that's my word, or something.
That's better.
Okay, there's a second voice in there underneath it saying that, but the one I'm talking about is a female voice, and
She's
on top.
I want it. I know she's saying because I want it.
Oh, I don't
Because
hear
I
that.
want it.
I don't hear that. We disagree.
Well, the chat room agrees with me.
Usually means I'm wrong.
Yeah, the chat room's agreeing with me. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. It's just what I hear. I'm,
It's okay. It's all good.
It's all
Let's
good. Okay, let's see if this is a really short clip. Let's see what this says.
I hear, hey, Dave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Woo! That was an easy one.
Yeah, that was a clear one too.
Yep. Okay. How about this one?
Haha, try me.
No, listen to the other voice. You're listening to the wrong voice.
You're gonna slow down because I can only make out the top one.
I can't believe that was the top one I'm talking about. I can't believe you're not hearing it. Okay, you're slow
The top
down.
one I hear is haha, try me.
Okay, here.
That's your problem. And then I hear haha, try me.
Okay, yeah, Free Spirit, I heard the bite me, but I can't believe none of you are hearing what I'm hearing that clear as day. Okay, I'm going to play this one more time, and then I'll say what it is. Okay, you're not hearing a voice say...
I hear the bite now, and I hear underneath of it, that's your problem.
Okay, but you're not hearing the feminine voice that's over top all that saying, asshole.
No, we play it again. I hear the haha, bite me.
Wow, I'm surprised because it's so clear to me. Okay.
I hear that now. I do hear that now. It's where we think we're all hearing ha ha ha. It's ha so.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It's asshole.
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
And that was right after you asked what question? What do you usually call Dave? Yep.
If you actually listen closely, guys, in the very beginning where it sounds like it's saying ha ha, it's so.
Yep. I'm going to play it two more times looped. Here we go. So, there you go. And you can't hear that on broadcast radio, let me tell you, because they would get fined.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Ashley says, Dave, I still don't hear asshole. Well, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's this one? Actually, this one I'm not really sure what it says, but I want to play it anyways because it's an 11-second clip, and it references our good buddy John Zaffis, I think.
Okay.
What about the baby?
Okay.
I hear demonic, and I do hear John Zaffis.
I was going to say, I heard the demonic, and I hear John Zaffis in there. You're asking about the baby.
Yeah, I'm asking about the baby. That's a hell of a combination, you guys.
They're talking about something else, though.
Yeah, that's a hell of a combination.
So I'm going to play that 2 more times looped for our listeners. But listen very carefully, because to me, it's not very. Those 2 aren't very loud, but it's in.
What about the baby? What about the baby?
Oh.
And I also heard Carolyn in there.
I don't like that clip.
I don't either,
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. No, quit interrupting me. Let me tell you why I don't like it. Because what I clearly hear is, it's basically what it's saying is, that a baby saying demonic around baby called John Zaffis. Yeah.
I gotta love it.
Oh, that makes my stomach hurt.
Okay.
I'll take a break and go calling. John!
Okay, but that wasn't the last time I heard John Zaffis, or Zaffis. I have another clip here. This one's 2 seconds, and I believe it says Zaffis. So let's play this one. Sounds like Get Zaffis to me.
Did again. I hear his name very clearly, but I'm trying to make out exactly what it says at the beginning. Can you slow it down any?
Yeah, I can slow it down.
Okay.
Okay. Here it is, slow down.
One more time, please. You need to contact John Zaffis?
All I hear is Get Zaffis.
Okay.
I hear you talking, and then underneath you is Get Zaffis.
Yeah, I hear his name very clearly. And trust me, I will text him as soon as the show's over and tell him I need to talk to him.
Okay. But just to reassure you a little bit, let's play this clip. I have no idea what that says. Okay.
Can you slow it down? I can't hear anything. All I hear is static.
Yeah. There we go. So this is, oops, that's not how you do that. Here you go, slow down.
I hear something. I hear my name. Is saying she's going to be okay, Jenny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Your baby is okay. Because you were just asking about her.
Awesome.
And then right after that, you get this. And here we go. I'll play this full speed, normal speed first.
I see. Here's something we are here.
Yeah, it doesn't say what I thought it said originally.
What did you think it said originally?
Originally, I thought it said give fear, but I'm not hearing that.
Yeah, I hear we are here.
Okay. I would have to buy that because I'm not hearing what I wrote down. Which happens sometimes because, I'm listening to this in this program, which does change the frequencies a little bit with the equalizer in the software versus the way I usually listen in Audacity, where it's not tainted, original form.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to put it.
And we're at the top of the hour, so why don't we take a quick break and let everybody kind of clear their area and get something to drink. All that good stuff. And we'll be right back. You guys are listening to Distorted Frequency here on the Paramania Radio Network.
change my attempt. Good intentions.
Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern. Join paranormal researcher Jenny Stewart for an in-depth look into one of the most horrifying investigations to date.
Tell us once again what you are. You know that.
Secret Sacrifices, the Henryton Project Diaries. Only on the Paramania Radio Network. Every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, Russ Stiver shares tales of an investigator and talks about investigating the paranormal in depth. Please join us for Atteries Drained.
If you have a comment or question, then please call in now. In the U.S., call 919-295-0150. UK listeners can call 076-240-82877. You can also call in using Skype to Paramania Radio or Google Talk to paramaniaradio@gmail.com. And lastly, you can use the phone icon above the chat box to call directly from your computer.
You are listening to Paramania Radio. You are listening to Paramania Radio. Call in now.
If you missed part of this or other episodes of Distorted Frequency, you can download any episode from the on-demand section of Paramania Radio just minutes after each show airs. We'd like to remind you that Distorted Frequency is for mature audiences only.
And welcome back. You turn the music off? I was just leading. So welcome back. You're listening to Distorted Frequency. I'm one of your hosts, Jenny Stewart, and hanging out with me is Dr. Dave.
Hello, and you're fired. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm fired. I shouldn't be fired. You should be fired.
Did it throw you off with the music still on?
Well, no, I was like, hey, welcome back. And normally you're kind of fading out. So I don't have control of that fader, you know?
Yeah. Well, I was fading. It just takes a couple seconds.
It didn't fade fast enough for me.
Okay. Well, next time I'll just cut the music off to your ears. So that way you can't hear it so it doesn't distract you. It's all about learning, people. Live and learn.
So, as you heard right before we came back to the show, back in, that promo for the call-in, we have a new call-in system, thanks to Dr. Dave, and we will take your calls if you have a question about the Ghost Box, something you want to interject about the Ghost Box, anything you want to say about the Ghost Box, or just a question.
Or if you want to give us your question for the Ghost Box session, it looks like we have only gotten one. Well, actually, that may not be one. Hold on. Nope, that was not. Okay, we got one question and two questions.
So the call-in number is 919-295-0150.
UK callers can call in at 076-2408-2877. My God, they have a lot of numbers, and they're probably asleep, so I don't know why I bother giving that out.
Or you can use the Call Me Now button at the top of the
call them. Yeah, that'll call them via Skype or the icon next to it.
Yeah.
I
feel like I'm trying to pimp out the phone service. Okay, pimping out.
That's right. Pimp it out, baby. Pimp it out.
That's the way we roll here. So. What?
That's the way we roll here.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know.
I put a lot of work into the system. Damn it! Use it. Call in now.
Sage gets me all like loopy. It's almost like it's in some sense. Are you sure you got Sage and not a big bundle of pot or something?
Well,
you're the last one that bought it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is a reason I call it the big fatty.
Oh dear God, David.
Oh my God, these Sage bundles are huge. So I always joke and light them up and then put them in my mouth and go, "Whoa, dude!"
You want to talk about the polished wand that you bought? I can't ever say the word right.
Selenite.
Selenite. Yeah, I never say it right.
You didn't even say it right then.
Okay, whatever it's called, I like it because it helps. But David has this round one, and
Oh my God, you're not really going
and I'm
to.
like, when we take it with us to go to hotels and stuff, I'm like, we shouldn't leave that out in the open because the housekeeping may think it's something really, naughty.
You did go there. Oh wow.
I did.
I thought I thought I was the sick, twisted, perverted one.
Oh God. I
infected you.
I'm gonna blame it on attachments. That's what I'll do.
There you go. And the title of today's episode, by the way, is WTF, and it doesn't stand for what the F bomb. It stands for way too funny.
Oh my God, you're such a nut.
Yeah, I know. I'm a dork. Okay. So what are we talking about now?
I don't know. No, the ghost box. Okay, so
show's over. Good night, guys.
Yeah, we're done. We decided we're gonna go have fun. Not do ghost box.
Mr. Black Shadow over there is not going to be able to talk to us tonight. He would be very disappointed.
Right. And actually, one of the things that we normally do when we open the ghost box up is we say, only those with good intentions are allowed to come through. And I keep going, if we don't get very much stuff, does that mean that everything that we've been getting lately has been really bad?
Huh? You broke up to me.
Oh.
Unless it was
sorry.
Unless my head broke up. I'm not sure which.
Did you out there in chat land, listening land, hear what I said? Hopefully. I'm thinking that they did or didn't. Who knows? So. Oh, are you going to follow up with it?
Okay, I'm curious what the FFS stands for.
It's got something to do with shadow people. I know it does. Fun for shadows?
Fun for shadows.
Yeah.
Aw.
Fun for shadows.
I miss Shadow. I hope he's doing well.
He is. Shadow's actually doing well. For those of you that I don't know, Shadow was our pair celebrity dog that I actually got from Chip Coffee. I received him from Chip. He was part of the IM6 Part 2 case down in Kentucky. I went and picked him up in Kentucky and actually, drove him all the way back to Maryland. And when we moved to North Carolina, our yard was not going to be even close. It's not even, it's very small compared to out there. And because, he's a black lab, we decided that it would be better if we could, pass him, give him to another family that would he would have more room to run. And he actually is on a 10-acre farm. He is going to be a daddy. They're having puppies. Him and the girlfriend that they got him are actually going to be having puppies soon. And he's doing quite well.
That is awesome.
Yes, it is.
That is awesome. We have a caller, by the way. I'm gonna bring him in here in a second. But we have a caller, and they're calling in via Skype. Oh, this is so cool. This is my first caller via Skype.
David is digging.
They hung up. How dare you? Oh, you evil person, you.
It's all good.
They just crushed my spirits.
It's all good.
Ugh.
It's all good. It's all good. It's okay.
I think I scared him when I tried to transfer him live.
You probably did scare them by going, "Oh my God, we have a Skype caller." You have to quit. You have to be professional, honey.
Well, they didn't get to that point. Because the first thing it does when I transfer him, it says, "You are now being transferred to a live call with the host."
Well, they played that. Oh my God, I'm going to have to talk to somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Call back in. Don't be a chicken. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Oh, sorry, just testing it. Ha, just kidding. Rust, you crazy guy, you. Okay.
Russ was saying it wasn't him calling. Yeah, right, whatever. The alter personality, maybe.
Yeah. The devil made him do it.
Devil made me do it.
Wait, maybe he needs to take the test. He could be demonically possessed.
Oh, I'm sending you that test, Russ.
That's right, $10. $10. You take $10 test. And then for $500, he come out and he kill you.
Okay, we're getting just what I promise you guys. If you've ever listened to any of my other shows in the past, I am always more professional than this.
Than I am. Sorry, I just thought I'd put it out there.
You said it, I didn't. So anyway, let's go back to the ghost box clips.
Oh, we're doing that still? Oh, wait. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to... Whoever this is, I hope they're not. I'm going to bring them in to the live call. Hopefully, they're not going to hang up this time.
Probably Russ.
Probably is this time. Of course. Oh yeah, I need to. Interesting. Okay, here we go. You are live. Hello.
Oh.
Hello,
Is it
caller.
a caller?
I could tell there's a caller there, but I can't hear anything.
Speak up.
Hello, how you doing?
It is Bill Hauser.
This is Can Dewey.
It's
How you
Can
doing?
Dewey. Hi, Bill.
Hey.
Hi, how you guys doing there tonight?
Pretty
You hear
good.
me okay there?
Hear you fine.
You could have played along with it when this is the EVP call of the night.
Yeah, can you hear me okay, Dr. Dave?
Yes,
can
I
you hear
do.
me okay there, Dr. Dave?
I hear you okay.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Hey, it's good to talk to you there.
It's good to talk to you.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you doing good?
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
You know, I made a mistake here. I'm going to have to turn the player off. Okay, now can you hear me?
I can still hear you. Been hearing you the whole time.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, I made a mistake. I should have turned off the player on you guys' website.
Ah, gotcha.
You couldn't hear us, but we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot
Can
better now.
Can you hear me, Candy?
Yes, I can. I can hear you quite well.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
So I'm your first caller on the Skype here on your new system.
Yes, you are. Most of the people have called in from the landline or, well, actually just the landline or the computer, but the Skype is the first Skype call. So, yay, it works.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's very good. I'm calling from Canada there. I'm from Surrey, British Columbia. And, I really enjoy Distorted Frequencies there. I've been a great listener of you guys.
Well, and you know what? I'm a follower of some of your YouTube videos because I think you've done some interesting experiments with the Ghost Box, and I like what you've been putting up. I've been trying to keep tabs on it.
You know, I never realized that's who that was. I never knew that Candy was Bill Hauser. I never knew that.
Ooh, Skype is going.
Oh, you did?
No, I'm so impressed with that.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, well, Can Dewey is a nickname I use quite often. Everybody knows me by Can Dewey, but my real name is Bill Hauser, and I'm a fellow ghost boxer. I've been doing that for a little over a year and a half now, almost 2 years, and that's great.
Yeah, it never dawned on me that you were Bill. I mean, that's cool. That is really awesome. I learned something.
This is a rarity that I knew something before she did. That's just rare.
Oh, okay.
But Bill actually did a couple things. Like he put a ghost box in a Faraday cage, or a little home built Faraday cage, and you actually got results with it, didn't you?
Yes, I did. First one I did was with aluminum cans, double lined, and just popped a hole into the side there, and that worked not too bad. And then I had received these pouches from Asia there. They actually block out radio frequencies and work quite well. I use that more now because they're more portable. I can use them out in the field.
Oh, absolutely. So that's
I'm trying to get the one really cool thing that I'd come up with to do as an experiment, utilizing frequency and all that good stuff. I even talked to Chris Floyman about it. I'm like, what do you think this will happen? And now I'm trying to remember what it was. What was it, David? Remember? Now, why am I asking you? You have the worst memory of them all. It was something I was going to add something to it, and I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember.
We were talking about it, and because I want to get an old tube type radio, and manually, because obviously that's how you have to do it, but manually, run the tuner, run the knob, to get it to scan. And we were talking about something. I said, well, what about if we added, and I cannot remember what it was. See, it's tech stuff. Did not want to do add a higher range of frequency to it, David? Remember we talked about that just for the effect of trying to see if it couldn't help pull them in or something.
You talking about higher range of audio frequencies or higher range?
Yeah, I think we were going to add some. I said we needed. You know what? keep talking. I'll tell you what it is because I got emails from where I talked about it.
Uh-oh.
Go back and find it.
I don't know, but you could take an old tube receiver and you could modify it, add a circuit that actually variably changes the frequency of the tuning, so you don't have to sit there and do the knob. Wouldn't be that difficult.
Okay.
Wouldn't be that difficult. Now we just need this old tube receiver.
Okay, a tone generator. That's what I was talking about. What I was thinking about, what I thought would be interesting to see is adding a tone generator, to the Ghost Box. You're adding random tone, but within the same frequency range as FM, as the AM band. Adding tone. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I think I know what you meant to say. Not you don't mean an AM band, but certain you mean adding frequency tones into the audio spectrum.
Yes, there you go. Thank you.
In the receiver, adding it to the receiver as opposed or mixing it in the receiver as opposed to transmitting a signal that is a certain tone.
Mm-hmm.
But and you know what? That probably would actually help. There have been experiments. We talked about this with several other people before about experiments with like a 12-tone generators.
Mm-hmm.
Early day. And we're talking about early experiences going back about 30 years or so, where they would actually do multi-tone or 12-tone generator, and they would get results with that. But it wouldn't be as clear as what we've gotten on the Ghost Box because it would just be those 12 tones. But I'm wondering if the combination would actually help them.
That's what I'm thinking. I mean, because what I wanted to do was try to add just random tone to it. Not a pattern of it, but just randomly throw added tone generated and add it in and see what would happen. See, this is where you guys can go, oh my God, just have to try to snore. Oh my God, they're getting boring on me because it's tech stuff.
I'm slacking. I didn't have my my little sound effect cued.
Yeah, I know.
Oh well.
So
that sounds like a Spiricon type design. What you're talking about there, Jenny.
Well, if it isn't, then I'll have to smack Chris's hand because I actually discussed this with Chris Fleming, to get his take on it, because he does the Ghost Box, the Spirit Box a lot, and also there's a lot of other things that I want to do as far as because a lot of people believe the Ghost Box, the responses are part of one conscious. We're all part of one conscious being, and you think it and it projects it, and I don't believe that, and I'm trying to establish within a controlled environment that is not actually what happens, based on doing the experiment where people around the world are actually turning the box on at the exact same time and asking the exact same question or doing the exact same thing at that time. And that's probably about as controlled as I can get it, unless I lock them away and I'm insane and go in insane asylum and make them do it there or something. So, which isn't too far fetched. I could do that, but yeah, there's a lot of interesting things that I sit and think about, we could do with it, but, who knows?
Well, now, especially with TV band, they're eliminated in the analog there, both in the States and in Canada. That's a great opportunity to play with those frequencies with the Ghost Box in those frequency ranges.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely, because there you're limiting any kind of broadcast. Well, some of the frequencies are actually being used in the U.S. now. Not all of them, but you have to be selective about what you use.
Okay.
But yeah, if you had a receiver that received in those frequencies and could do that, as long as you're selective about what frequencies you use, you could actually get a section of the band that should not, and I stress should not, have any signals transmitted in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which to me, ideally, should be effective to some degree. Although I do think that the adding of audio pieces of audio, and it all has, I think it comes down to the scan rate being fast enough to make this effective. But adding pieces of the audio from the broadcast station actually does help them manifest the words a little bit better.
Yeah. Well, some people suggest that I'm masking the frequencies by using these different things like the special pouch to block radio frequencies, or the aluminum cans. And I'm really not an expert in the area of radio and radio propagation. So, but it's a possibility I'm masking the signal. But yeah, I do believe that theory, Dave, that you got to have to have that tidbits of audio out there in the broadcast segment there for the spirits to manifest their voices.
Oh, I think that's absolutely true. But one of the things that Frank Sumption always said was he believed that they were actually manipulating the radio at the transistor, the transistor level, and actually injecting their audio there. By basically digitally switching on and off to create the waveform. And whether that's how they're doing or not, I don't know. But theoretically, if that's the case, then yes, they should be able to create words without the need of other audio, unless you look at the audio as electricity and energy, and they're using the energy of the audio there to produce the words in the form they want to produce them. I don't know. It's all theory, because I don't think we really have technologically a way to prove this one way or the other. We can only just keep experimenting and come up with new ways, and eventually our technology will hopefully get to the point where we can actually make some conclusions, or at least start on some real theories.
Oh, by far, yeah. By using that ghost box, or the spirit box I use quite often in a moving vehicle there, I was surprised that I got the results that I did for about a 20-minute drive around town. And I had a driver, of course, driving in his car, so basically I operated the ghost box for safety, and I was quite impressed. And I know you looked at that video and you commented about it, and it was just awesome, the amount of voices that we got through.
I was actually really surprised, because when I've done driving around with the ghost box, I've gotten very few responses. And I always jokingly said it's because they can't keep up with me because I drive too fast.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to look at safety here, and then the fact that you got an electrical field when you're driving, and generated by the alternator. So that's why I use the pouch and shield the ghost box for that interference to minimize that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I want to thank you for calling in, Bill, and I'm glad it works. We got to move on. We only have a little bit more time before we go.
Yeah.
Caller.
Glad you called in.
Well, you guys. So, yeah, you guys take care.
Take care.
Thanks, Bill.
Bye.
We'll have to get him on the show one night so he can we can interview him.
Oh, absolutely.
I honestly, because Candy's been coming to the show for a while, and I always thought he was, this really great person, and I never put two and two together. That was really cool.
Well, he is a really great person.
Well, he is, but I didn't know his name.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Gee,
cool.
Hey, next time you have a goof up, I'm going to make sure I put it out really well.
Please do. I encourage that.
I sure will.
Thank you.
I'm going to. So anyway, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be ready for the live ghost box session. If you want to ask a question, we take the first 5. And those are the 5 questions we answer the box during the session. If you haven't asked a question and you still want to get that question in, then you need to send it to Dr. Dave, because once we go live with the ghost box, we don't take anymore. So make sure you get those in. So stick around, you guys. We'll be back just in a few minutes, and we'll be doing a live ghost box session. You're listening to Distorted Frequency here on Paramania Radio.
I can only imagine what it will be like when I walk by your side. I can only imagine what my eyes will see when your face is before me. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. feel. Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when that day comes, when I find myself standing in the sun. I can only imagine when all I would do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine. Only imagine. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah. Surrounded by your glory, what will my heart feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Or in all of you be still? Will I stand in your presence? To my knees will I fall? Will I sing hallelujah? Will I be able to speak at all? I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. I can only imagine when all I would do is forever, forever worship you. I can only imagine.
Buddy, you're a boy, make a big noise, playing in the street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place, singing, we will rock you. We will rock you. Buddy, you're a young man, hard man, shouting in the street, gonna take on the world someday. You got blood on your face, a big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. We will rock you. Sing it out. We will rock you. Buddy, you're an old man, poor man, pleading with your eyes, gonna make you zombie someday. You got mud on your face, big disgrace, somebody better put your bag into your place. We will rock you. Sing it. We will rock you. Everybody, we will rock you. We will rock you. All right.
Event Management is your top-rated paranormal events organizer. They represent some of the biggest names in the paranormal community. Whether you need help putting together your event, looking for a celebrity, or just want to pump up the excitement, Ideal Event Management can help you. Contact Mark at 413-478-3642 or check out their website at idealeventmanagement.com. You'll be glad you did.
If you missed part of this or other episodes of Distorted Frequency, you can download any episode from the on-demand section of Paramania Radio just minutes after each show airs. We'd like to remind you that Distorted Frequency is for mature audiences only.
And welcome back to Distorted Frequency. I'm one of your hosts, Dave Erickson, and I'm joined by the lovely and beautiful and amazing and wonderful, I love you, Jenny Stewart. Yep. There we go. Yeah, I don't know if you heard that because I didn't have the gain up yet, but she said sucking up is not going to help my cause. So,
welcome back. We're going to go live with Ghostbox, and if you're new to the show, what we suggest is that you put headsets on or earbuds or of some sort. You're going to hear a series of clicking sounds, and those clicking sounds are the box on running. We're using the Radio Shack 469. And the clicking, every time you hear a click, it's hitting a radio station. For those of you not familiar with the Ghostbox, it's an AM/FM radio that has been modified to continually scan the radio band without stopping on a station, and it creates white noise and helps spirits, what we believe, to grab radio remnants to create sentences. Throughout the session, I will be asking questions. We ask, if you're in the chat room, then type in what you think you hear in response. And also, if you're not in the chat room, come on into the chat room and join the fun. So, we haven't done one of these in a while on air. So, if you guys are ready, you ready?
I'm ready.
Hopefully, it's going to work this way. Hello? Hello?
She was in FM mode.
Sorry, hold on.
Sorry. That's okay. There you go. There you go. That sounds right.
Yes, I'm starting. Can somebody say a cuss word for me? Hello?
Big Macs?
Can somebody say cuss word so I know the box is working? Hello? Can somebody say cuss word for me? Can you tell me what my name is?
I just heard Ghostbox.
Can you tell me what is that? Hello? Do you
know my name.
You said yes, it's Jenny Stewart.
Thank you. Do you have a message for me? Hello? Is there anything you'd like to say? Hello? I've heard 7 like 3 times. I didn't do that. Can I ask some questions? Okay, what's the first one?
You got it right? I only have 2 questions, but first one is, when I return, and this is from Russ, when I return to a location on Saturday, is something going to happen, and who is it going to happen to?
What? When Russ returns back to a location this weekend, is something going to happen? Who's it going to happen to?
I was like,
That was close.
Not really sure what it said. Okay, so that's my next question. Okay, next question's from Research Gal. Why does Suzanne have no energy?
Have what?
Why does Suzanne have no energy?
Why does Suzanne have no energy? Why? Well, why does Suzanne have no energy?
Okay, let's go to FM mode.
Okay.
Because of all the distortion, to see if we get any better results asking the same questions. Anything else you want to ask? Okay, we're gonna go to we're doing FM mode here.
Hello? Hello? That was weird.
That was weird. Hello?
always with it.
Can you say cuss word?
Allow the
Goddamn. Thank you. Thank you.
By the way, the bells you're hearing is our wind chimes, unfortunately. It's a little windy.
Do you have a message for me?
This is.
Why is the negative energy in our house?
Okay, when I ask Russ's question again.
Can you tell me when Russ goes to a location this weekend if someone's going to get hurt?
Josh. So get my car.
Can you say my name? I heard Amber. Is Amber okay?
people.
Is the baby okay?
Kid.
I'm the kid. Okay, I want to ask Suzanne's question again, too. Why does Suzanne have no energy?
Can you tell me why Suzanne has no energy? Suzanne's got something attached. I heard that. Do you have a message? Hello? Do you have something you need to tell me?
Talk to Jen.
Talk to Jen? What do you need to tell me? There's a backup.
Heard that a couple times.
Is my grandfather around? Is my grandfather around for my grandmother?
Yeah, I couldn't.
What do you need to talk to me about?
Okay.
Do you have a message?
Baby's formula.
Is baby's formula make her sick?
Is there anything I should be working on?
Tree Valley. He is.
Do you all like David? Everyone likes David.
I thought they all hated me.
Does my grandfather have a message for me?
Question. Looking good. I mean, it's something. Please. What?
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna shut the box down. I asked that you go back where you came from, I asked for a gatekeeper to make sure everybody goes back through the portal. You cannot remain here. Go in peace. Goodbye. Bye. A little bit. Goodbye. There's something really... There was something that came through towards the end that that last voice. Oh.
Oh. Well.
There you go.
There we go. And we only have a few minutes left of the show, but that was an interesting session we had.
It was.
Yeah. I didn't really think there was anything really negative that came across there, though. I know something you didn't like that thing at the end, but I didn't hear what it was. I didn't hear what it was.
I just feel like that sounded.
But I think it was a very interesting session. There was a couple things in there, and apparently that everyone likes me.
That's what they said.
That's strange. I'm used to being called the a-hole.
I probably could have got them to call you that too. But
Well, I'm sure they would. You know, some of them might be calling me that just because they think it's funny.
Could be.
I mean, because they have a sense of humor. They really do.
Could be. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to say to myself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Never a good thing. That's why I said it doesn't make a difference if we do it here or inside the house. It's going to happen.
I'm just worried about wandering through the house after we did it in the house.
They'll leave.
Yeah, so
They'll respect us and go home.
next week we'll have the results. We'll play clips like we did this week of what we think that we gathered from the ghost box, and tomorrow night we'll have Secret Sacrifices on, and the wind chimes are going crazy.
Yes, my favorite wind chimes. The best, one of the best investments I ever had.
The wind is blowing, as you can tell, as you can hear, and it's lightning, so that was pretty cool. So we had to do it on an FM band. Hopefully we can figure out a way to do it back on the AM and not have as much interference.
I think we should follow Candui's lead and try to stick it in the some sort of Faraday cage or bag or RF resistant bag or something. See if that helps, because that'll eliminate the hash noise from the power lines, and maybe we'll be able to get actual good communication.
I can see it. Put it in the microwave every week.
That's an excellent idea. Then our food will be all haunted.
Yeah. Or somebody not realize we're doing a show and come and turn it on. Zap!
There's ecto goo on my reheated leftovers.
Oh my god.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. Before we get too ridiculous, it is almost midnight here. So thank you for joining us, and I'm just going to say goodnight and let Jenny close out.
Till next week, you guys keep smiling. We'll see you back here. Thanks for sticking around and hanging out with us tonight for Distorted Frequency. You guys have a great night. You've been listening to Distorted Frequency here on the Paramania Radio Network.
Good night.